about
right,
it.
so hey, I recently checked out a handful of games that are being indie developed, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about some of them, if you wouldn't mind, Bobby. Are you ready for this? First
Yeah.
up is Sanctum 2. Now, this is a first person tower defense game, and as you can see, it has some lovely, lovely backgrounds. And so you play this dude, obviously, as you can tell from the particle beam, you're a Ghostbuster. No, you are not busting ghosts. That was my little joke, because I'm funny. You build towers in between waves, and then on top of building the towers, you also get in there and get your hands dirty by shooting some aliens and protecting your people from being destroyed. And I don't like tower defense, but I like shooting stuff. So it's definitely a good way to get somebody like me to play a tower defense game, if that makes any sense.
So this is a first-person shooter tower
Yeah, you
defense.
build turrets that can, they either have they just shoot stuff, or they might have like an electrical pulse that they emit, or, rockets, things like that. And then you get in there with your own guns and brat-a-tat-tat, pow-pow, like all over the place.
I mean, it sounds kind of
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it's
Look, it looks cool.
it's like it's a first-person shooter tower defense. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever played a first-person shooter tower
Neither had
defense.
I.
Did you play Sanctum
No.
1? I mean, if it's a 2, they probably have to have a
I did
1.
not play Sanctum 1, but I did get a chance to sit down, and they're also introducing character classes in this one. So you're gonna be able to play as the character from the first game, and then they've also introduced 3 other characters that are just depending on your playing style. If you're more aggressive, if you like to sit back and like snipe, that kind of thing. They've also added more of a plot. They're gonna have like a animated comic book style artwork in between all the missions. So they're building the game out. There's gonna be a bunch of levels, and it's super fun time, good time sauce. You're gonna be able to pick it up on your Steam account.
You know what? I'm glad because these indie studios seem to be coming up with really interesting things,
Uh-huh.
and since they're indie studios, they don't have millions of dollars to work with, and then you have the major companies pretty much, okay, let's come out with the same stuff. At least I like the indie studios; they're
Yeah,
trying new things. I mean, that sounds really cool. I'm not a big tower defense guy, but
you
it's
will
like
play. You would like this.
first-person shooter tower defense sounds kind of interesting.
If you like first person shooters, you're gonna like it. Like it if you've played it, you need only the vaguest understanding of how a regular tower defense game works to get into it. And if you're a good player, you could probably. I doubt you'd be able to get through the entire game without using your turrets and things like that, but you would probably be able to
You know,
own it.
in a weird way, isn't Minecraft like a first-person tower
A
defense?
little, no, no, not at
Okay,
all.
let's settle
But
that.
if you want to talk first person and Minecraft, our next game is actually perfect. And that is Guncraft. Here is their PAX East assets. Yeah, let's get rid of that PAX East logo. All right, so as you can see, it's very, very Minecraft, but this is a first person shooter game. So you can build all this stuff as you play, or you can also just shoot people, which is what the game is really all about. But as you may have guessed from the title, you get to actually craft your own guns. Now,
Oh,
I don't know. Have you heard of Loadout? Looks like they recreated the PAX floor here. But have you heard of Loadout, Bobby? Loadout's
no.
a first-person game that lets you create your own weaponry and experiment and create crazy stuff. Guncraft is kind of.
And this one will be coming to XBLA and PlayStation Network as well. Of what is it, Sanctum 2?
Oh yeah, they're all coming. Did I miss that?
Well, I don't recall you saying it, but I'm just like that's pretty rad. That's pretty rad because they're gonna break into that mainstream console audience.
Yeah.
I don't know if the first one came there, but I'm pretty sure it didn't because I heard nothing about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Sanctum 1 was on XBLA or anything
Okay.
like that. I definitely know they're all coming. They're going to be on PC, and I'm not 100% on the XBLA and PSN, but you can Look it up for me, Data. I'm calling you the king of data right now. All right. Let's see. So, but back to Guncraft. Yeah, it's Minecraft first-person shooter. You can build stuff on the fly. They've added survival like mode where you got to fight these spider bots that will just kick your freaking butt crazy fast. It's not an easy game at all.
Guncraft? Yeah.
Have you played it?
Who makes Guncraft? Who's developing?
Oh, that's a good question. I lost. See, I had. Here's the thing about digital stuff. I usually do all. It's made by Exato Games.
Okay. I'm trying to see what else have they made.
It's an open beta right
because
now.
I on the floor at GDC I saw something that was was not Guncraft, but I was like, something that looked like a first-person shooter. Minecraft
are you talking
game.
about?
I was like, this is kind of interesting. And I wonder, it was like an engine, so I wonder if they used that engine to make Guncraft.
You may be talking about Brick Force, but Brick Force is its own game made by Infernum. But yeah, the two games are very similar. But Guncraft sticks with like the more traditional Minecraft pixelated characters as opposed to what Brick Force does. So there you go. That's Guncraft. But then we got one more game from this preview trio that I want to get into, and that is Edge of Space. This game is a 2D outer space. It's almost like Minecraft because you dig through the planet for resources and you build stuff, and then you use those things. If you find blueprints, you can make yourself better armor, so you can go further down into the planet, into the more radioactive environments without being completely killed off quickly. It's also got some little big planet sort of mechanics in that you can create and build things and make like puzzles for people to get through, or create traps, or make whatever. It's a very open-ended world, and you can kind of get away with doing whatever you want. You'll also be attacked by enemies, though, so you'll have to learn to defend yourself. To that effect, you can create your own weapons as well. So they're really just trying to give you as many tools as they can in a 2D sandbox environment, and just kind of let you go at it. You get a jetpack to fly around with.
You can like have a shark in space or something in this game. It looks cool because I just saw a shark in space.
Yeah. Obviously, somebody outside is really excited about that, Bobby.
Oh Lord! Somebody going crazy outside. Somebody is telling it
from the
San Francisco. Somebody might have gotten shot.
Tell it from the mountains. Edge of Space is a fantastic 2D world-building game. That's right. I hope they use that quote on the box. I don't even know if there's going to be a box, but that is a quote.
So Edge of Space. Oh wow! Is it? It's free beta. Oh no, that already passed. Yeah. No, I was just looking it up online. Actually, the free beta is actually over. That kind of sucks. Yeah. But I want to ask you a question. Where the hell have you heard about all these games?
Where?
I mean, you seem to be in the know. You were like, I would call you like a gaming hipster right now because you're ahead of the curve. Where are you coming out with this Edge of Space, first-person shooter, tower defenses? I'm like, Blake, I'm impressed right now. Where are you getting these games from right now, man? Where did you see them at GDC?
I saw these before GDC. I saw these like a couple of weeks before GDC, and I wanted to talk about them, but I've been traveling a bunch, and I haven't had a chance to really plug them. But these are being repped by the fine folks over at Reverb, and they brought me by to check them out. And one thing I will never say no to is demoing an indie game, because these guys need exposure way more than any AAA major title. And I really don't mean to sound condescending using the term AAA major title, because these games are awesome. But
you know what? You might think about that as a niche in this game journalist thing, being that indie guy, Blake Morse. That indie
I don't know.
Guy.
I like games, and like I really do think like these are games being made by like small teams. Edge of Space was like it's like one or two guys are making this game, and they're busting their butts. It's not a huge team. And same can be said for Guncraft and Sanctum 2. Like, these guys bust their butts just to like make a game for you. Not to say that people working on games like Call of Duty and stuff like that aren't busting their butts too, because programming and developing a game is like tedious and tough. So, but I mean, when you think about like Call of Duty, you have anywhere from like 50 to 100 people on your team, maybe even more if you've got the budget. But
I mean, it reminds me of the game
Yeah.
that I saw at GDC, Star Drive. I mean, like, come on, like, basically one dude, quit his day job and made this
Star
game. I
Drivers.
mean, I like these indie
Yeah.
guys because you know what? It's like they're making it because they want to
It's a
make a
labor of
game.
love.
So they're making a game that they would play, not a game that necessarily to sell the game, but a game that they feel they would want to play and hope other people want to play it. So they're making fun games like that Star Drive game that I saw at GDC. It was really, really cool. I would describe it as Total War in space.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another indie game I feel that people should check out. I think it's really good. It's really good for one guy you're doing it. It's like, wow. It shows that Kickstarter can help indie guys and
Kickstarter's
and GDC people can go there and develop gaming contact. It's not just about parties.
All right, going back to GDC really quick and the PlayStation event where it was like all focused on indie games. Primal Carnage, like those guys, I believe kickstarted the first Primal Carnage game, and now like they ended a like Sony press event with the trailer for their title, and like people were pumped for it. So I think that we're gonna start seeing the mainstream draw on these indie guys even more than they already are, and Sony is like totally pioneering that right now, and like it's making me excited to be a fan of Sony again. You know what I mean?
Sony has been helping out with the indie guys a lot. I mean, like look at game like what's that? Johann Sebastian Joust.
Yeah,
which is
those
pretty damn cool.
Those were like the two big games to really be shown there, I think. Or Dive Kick. I mean, Dive Kick is like such a crazy concept.
Dive Kick is ridiculous because it shouldn't be fun. Like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be stupid, and they even said, they even described it like this game shouldn't work. It shouldn't be fun. And I'm like, I'm playing it like this is like fencing. It takes so much skill and timing for a really silly game.
It's the beer pong of video
games. And
games.
Dive Kick and Johann Sebastian Joust seem to be in the same world there, and I'm impressed. That's what I mean. It's like indie developers taking simplicity. It's the punk rock of the gaming industry.
I'm telling you though, Dive Kick is totally the beer pong of the future.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know what they're gonna do with the controller that they had on there because that's what gives it that weird feeling too. It'd be funny in an arcade. I'd actually love to have one of those controllers and set it up.
Yeah.
That'd be something awesome to have at PAX. Or just like have that controller there and like do it like an arcade mode kind of thing.
I don't know how they're gonna like. The game is you can play it on a controller and that would be fine. But honestly, what I think what really intrigues everybody and is pulling people in is like the arcadiness of the 2-button controllers, and they need to do something about that. But indie games are totally coming back, and it's awesome. And I think that Guncraft, Sanctum 2, and Edge of Space are 3 good examples of how indie games are really kind of hitting the market hard and doing fun and creative things they're games that are not only fun, but they're not going to be as hard on the wallet as like these AAA titles. See, I used air quotes for AAA. That is how great it is.
True.